Wrestling icon Hulk Hogan has passed. I see a lot of people who don't understand the layers and nuance of the given. We're on the internet. The internet is not the place for layers or nuance or common sense. I see a lot of people that are making memes, joking, very indifferent. People who are deeply hurt and saddened. Then you have people who are laughing at the people who are saddened by the passing of Hulk Hogan. Then you have the people who are indignant and upset that people would ever dare make light or be indifferent about the passing of Hulk Hogan. Here's the thing that you got to take into consideration. Hulk Hogan being a raging racist, fuck racists. There's that. If you're a bigot, fuck them. That's how I feel. That's how a lot of people feel. And just because you die, it doesn't magically change our feelings on racists. Okay? So you got to acknowledge that. But the second thing that I think people are just overlooking and some people aren't able to articulate is the fact that Hulk Hogan had already died to a lot of us, especially if you were a little black boy or black child who grew up loving wrestling, looking up to these people when you thought it was real, you know what I mean? And one of the biggest characters was Hulk Hogan. Idolized him, and you probably practiced all of his moves, and you ripped up a bunch of t-shirts, and you wanted to be just like Hulk Hogan. And then you find out he hates you. Finding out that somebody that you loved and looked up to and admired hates you just because you're black, it hurts. Yes, even though we may have been older teens or adults whenever he exposed himself as a racist, it didn't just hurt the adult version of us. It hurt our inner child. It hurt a kid. We don't fuck around with people hurting kids, especially our kid, our inner child, our little memory, the little piece of happiness that we still had of this life after you got bills. And so to a lot of us young black boys and other people, Hulk Hogan had already died. You get it? When you know that the person you admire just hates you, it doesn't even know you and just hates you because you're black, it does that. I don't like when people gaslight or act intentionally obtuse to what's going on. If you came needing some understanding about why people have the disposition they have about the death of a person, yes, it's a death. Hitler died. Am I saying that Hulk Hogan is Hitler? No. I have to explain that because it's the internet. But if you leave a shit legacy or you do something horrendous to ruin your legacy and then you pass, we don't magically forget how you made us feel. That's why it's important to live a life that you can be proud of, to do your best. Nobody's perfect, but at least do your best to not have people think about how badly you hurt them when they get news of your dying. Okay? Now, I know it's just wrestling to some people, not that deep, but I know I'm not the only one who has experienced this conflicting feeling, because it's conflicting. You know what I mean? It was conflicting for me because it's like you want to be sad because you still have these memories attached to this time in your life and the people who were the big things at that time in your life, but you've also gotten to the age where you realize that even when you thought things were cool, they weren't. And then since then, you've been shown how much they aren't cool because of racism. Find better heroes. Or stop having heroes. Maybe that's it. Maybe be your own hero. I don't know. Whatever the case, life is crazy. Well.